Guys, there's a region in Maharashtra called Kokan, and let me tell you, this place is stunning. The mountains are breathtaking, the nature is mesmerizing, and the waterfalls? Absolutely gorgeous. But behind all that beauty lies something far darker. The horror stories from Kokan? They're on another level. You've probably heard about Bangor Fort in Rajasthan or Kuldhara village. Maybe even Dumas Beach in Gujarat. But trust me, the terrifying tales from Kokan's villages? You've never heard anything like them. These aren't just ghost stories or Panchatantra fables. They feel real. And the scariest of them all? The ones about black magic. Today, I'm going to tell you one of the most haunted stories from Kokan. A story so horrifying, it's considered one of the most chilling tales from the region. This is the story of Arpita, a girl who returned to her village after 20 years, only to face the nightmare she had long forgotten. 20 years ago, Arpita was sent away to the city by her grandmother to study. Her parents had passed away when she was very young, leaving her grandmother as her only guardian. The old woman believed the village had no future for Arpita, so she made sure her granddaughter got an education in the city. Now, after 2 decades, Arpita was finally returning home. Excited, she reached the village and was greeted by a crowd of people, faces she didn't recognize. Her grandmother smiled and said, "You were just a child when you left. Of course, you don't remember them, but they remember you." Among the crowd stood a man, grinning widely at her, as if he'd known her forever. Arpita felt uneasy. She didn't recognize him. The man stepped forward, placed a hand on her shoulder, and asked, "Don't you remember me?" Confused, Arpita shook her head. "I'm Abhishek. We played together as kids. How can you not recognize me?" Before she could respond, her grandmother called her inside. But Arpita couldn't shake off the strangeness. Abhishek was muttering to himself, as if lost in thought. Later, craving a cigarette, Arpita stepped outside, careful not to smoke near the house. As soon as she walked out, she saw Abhishek sitting right there, waiting. Trying to be polite, she asked, "Is there a secluded spot around here? Somewhere no one goes." Abhishek's face lit up. Finally, she was talking to him. "There's a dark forest nearby," he said. "No one goes there. Not in the morning, not at night. It's abandoned." "Perfect," Arpita replied. "Let's go." They walked into the forest, and as soon as Arpita confirmed they were alone, she lit her cigarette. Abhishek's expression darkened. "You came here just to smoke? I can't believe this." Arpita ignored him, lost in her own world. As the sun began to set, Abhishek grew agitated. "I'm not staying here after dark. If you want another smoke, fine, but I'm leaving." And with that, he walked away. Arpita finished her cigarette and decided to head back, but it was already night. As she walked, she smelled smoke. Another cigarette? But Abhishek had said no one came here. Curious, she followed the scent, moving deeper into the forest instead of toward the exit. Soon, she reached an old, ruined house. Her blood ran cold when she looked up. A little boy stood on the crumbling roof, staring down at her. "Stay there. Don't move," she screamed, rushing inside to save him. But when she reached the top, the boy was gone. She looked down, and there he was, lying on the ground. Trembling, she ran to him, lifting him into her arms. The boy opened his eyes and whispered, "You didn't save me back then. Why are you trying now?" Arpita's legs gave way. She looked back up at the roof and saw herself as a child, standing exactly where the boy had been. Before she could react, the child version of herself slipped and fell. A flash of memory struck Arpita. She had been here before. Then footsteps. Abhishek emerged from the shadows, his voice hollow. "That boy in your arms? That's me. The boy who fell and died here." Arpita's breath caught. "This forest is mine. My spirit wanders here. The villagers know. That's why no one comes. But you, I've waited 20 years for you." Terrified, Arpita begged for forgiveness, sobbing uncontrollably. But Abhishek wasn't the same boy she had met earlier. His face twisted into something monstrous. She ran. Back at her grandmother's house, Arpita spilled everything. But the old woman stayed silent, her face grim. Finally, she spoke. 20 years ago, when you went missing, I found you in that forest. You and Abhishek, both lying there bleeding. I could have saved both of you, but I chose only you." Arpita's heart stopped. "If I'd saved him, the blame would have fallen on you. So I took you to the hospital and buried Abhishek in that forest myself." Her voice shook. "After that night, I sent you away to protect you. But every night since then, he haunts me. And now, he's come for you too." Shaken, Arpita left the village the next day. But as she drove away, she glanced back and saw Abhishek standing among the villagers, waving goodbye. Guys, some deaths happen by pure accident. Maybe it wasn't anyone's fault, just a tragic twist of fate. But the dead, they don't forget. And if their lives were cut short unfairly, their spirits will haunt those responsible. So be careful. Think before you act, because some mistakes, they'll haunt you forever. The end. Subscribe for more horror, mystery, and true stories. Thumbs up, like, speech balloon, comment, loudspeaker, share.